Is this what you call a sequel to one of the greatest horror movies ever made, in my opinion? Some people might not share that, but for me, the Blair Witch Project is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. Go check out my review. I'm very passionate about the very first Blair Witch Project. I had hopes for this. If done right, we could get a great sequel. Something to follow up on Heather Donahue, Joshua Leonard, and Michael Williams. The story of the filmmakers that went into the woods and didn't come out. They disappeared, but all you found was their footage. There was so much potential to make a great sequel to follow up from the first one. But they fucked it up. Instead, we have Heather Donahue's brother, who's just been sitting around doing nothing. All of a sudden, he sees a video that he thinks it's his sister, Heather, prancing around in the woods 20 years later. Logically, how stupid does that sound? "20 years later, oh my God, look at that. That's her. That's her on the video. It's gotta be." So you're telling me that Heather Donahue has been running around the forest for 20 years. That's his motivation, to look for her. I think it's her, man. It's got to be her. Who filmed the video? She was on the video. How the hell could she be surviving out in the woods for that long? Doing what? So he takes it upon himself to get some friends together and go try to see if she's out there. It's the same kind of thing as they tried to do in the first movie, with walking away from the car and stuff like that, packing up their, oh, this is heavy. They do a lot of the same things that they do in the first movie. But the problem is, the first movie did it so good that we see it here recreated, and it sucks. It's okay to try to be different. It's okay to pay homage to the first movie, but you don't need to do it that way. They go to these people that really know the woods very well, and they're going to be the guide. They start walking through the woods, and then things start happening. Time is pretty much non-existent out there. Things start happening to their electronics and things like that. They have a drone that flies above the forest just to see an outline on how big the forest is and how big the search area would be. I didn't mind the drone. I thought the drone was fine. But the drone was pointless. The only thing it was there to do was to see the vast amount of forest that's in either direction. So when you see nothing but trees all around, you don't really have a general idea on where you are or where you need to go. A drone is not going to tell you that, especially when you cannot see the ground. So they take these people, and these characters are just bland. You don't care about them. Why is it that you're more familiar with 3 characters from the first movie, Michael Williams, Joshua Leonard, and Heather Donahue? How come you can relate to those 3 characters and you cannot relate to any of the vast amount of characters in this movie? I mean, you have 2 couples and then this other couple who joins them as guides. You cannot relate to any of them. And even the brother of Heather is like a robot. He just... There's nothing to him at all. He was not interesting. There was nothing about him that was interesting, remotely. But he has his mindset that his sister is alive, running around this house in the woods. You get visual proof. It's on YouTube. It's on the internet. This movie wasn't even called Blair Witch at first. It's called The Woods. A lot of things didn't work for this movie, and they tried telling the stories of the old mythology of the Blair Witch, but then they started switching the stories up. If you remember in the first movie, Ellie Kedward was seen by numerous people as a woman whose feet never touched the ground. She wore a shawl, she opens the shawl, she's hairy. We see the stick figure in the middle of the forest that was hairy. That represents who she is. In this movie, we don't get any of that. In this movie, they talk about how she was stretched. They stretched her limbs. You get to see it right there, how tall she is. That represents her. They stretched her limbs. And they come up with these bullshit stories, and they actually show the witch in this movie. It's this long, lanky, like Slender Man looking thing, just walking around like this. Whenever the Blair Witch walks around, you hear these big, loud sounds. And I'm not talking about just something like this, like you would hear in the first movie. I'm talking about like there's a fucking giant nearby. Am I watching BFG? What the hell am I watching? The Blair Witch comes around and she's like walking through the forest, and there's these big, huge sound effects that does not work with found footage. It does not mix. We're not watching a big budget Hollywood film. If it's found footage, keep it simple like the first movie. So she's walking around, boom, 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 boom. There's these loud sound effects that just, it sounds like it was done in a fucking studio. These studio sound effects. You hear like the Blair Witch like growling. You know what's scary about the first movie is that they never showed the Blair Witch. Never. It was scary not knowing that she was there, but she really wasn't there because you couldn't see her. What is so scary about this creature with long limbs walking around like this? The CGI for it was terrible, by the way. Very bad. So things start happening to these people one by one. This girl gets some kind of vine or something stuck in her foot, and it's like crawling around, and she's trying to get it out and shit. Person tries to climb, the drone gets stuck in the tree, and this person tries to climb the tree to get the drone. I don't know why. There's no reason to get the drone. They go up to the drone they go up to the tree to try to get the drone and fall out of the tree. Whenever the Blair Witch showed up, I just wanted to fucking puke. I'm sorry, I wanted to actually turn the movie off. Because it was so, like I said, it was like a big Hollywood movie. Like a big budget set that they were, that's what it felt like to me. It didn't feel like they were actually out in the woods with real sound effects and real things going on. Because that's what they did in the original film. In the original film, they had people out in the woods, fucking with them. Making sounds, making noises, doing all this stuff, and they told Heather and all them guys to just act normal, and they didn't tell them what they were going to be doing. That's why they wanted their real reactions on camera, and that's what they did. That's called a creative. I want to say that's like a creative way of filmmaking. That's why it worked. But you got this shit, which. It was all done in a fucking studio with a witch. Boom, 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 boom. Oh my god, here comes the witch. The fucking giant. Potential wasted. They had so much potential for this. So it's just down to Heather's brother and his girlfriend. I will admit, the only positive thing that I can say about this movie was the last 10 minutes. 10-15 minutes, so to say. The last 10-15 minutes was ramped up. It was intense. I liked it. I liked the last 10-15 minutes. I will give the movie that. It starts raining. It starts storming. They find the house. They start walking around the house looking, and they start seeing things. I like that. But when the witch shows up, when the witch shows up, again, I just want to turn the damn movie off. He's sitting there with the camera and he's looking around and he sees a girl that reminds him of Heather. It was the same girl that he thought he saw in the video. But it turns out there's a huge twist. We know who the girl is. It's the girlfriend who we saw in the video. It's not Heather. But he thought it was Heather. But there's a girl running around in the house, like running into a room, and he sees her. And it's not Heather, but I'm wondering if it was supposed to be Heather. There was so much potential. They could have got Heather Donahue back, Michael Williams, Joshua Leonard. They could have got these guys back, okay? And they could have filmed some kind of cameo. Why not have Heather Donahue running through the house as like an apparition, like her soul is trapped or something like that, and the brother sees her? That would have been way better. But the last 15, there was one cool shot. I don't know if it was the witch or not. People are saying it's not the witch. There's a part where he's looking in the forest while the rain and storm's happening, and this creature pops behind the tree and does this. Now, it looks like a witch to me, but it doesn't look like the same creature with the lanky fucking arms like Slender Man walking like this and making giant sounds. It's not the same thing. It doesn't look like the same creature. I don't know who it is. People are saying it's just like a goblin. A goblin? What the? It's more believable that that was the witch. I don't know. There's so many stupid, there's just so many stupid things that happen in this film, but the last 10-15 minutes really surprised me. It really did. I mean, you have all this stupid shit that happens, and then when the third act comes in that last 10-15 minutes, you're just like, what the hell happened? What movie am I watching now? I mean, this is more like it. It definitely had some creepy factors, but they didn't keep it going. They don't keep it going. I'd rather just watch the movie at the last 10-15 minutes and then shut it off. I'll give it is better than Book of Shadows, but not by much. It's not saying much. Book of Shadows is one that I need to revisit, actually, and I will review that one too. But I wanted to give you my honest thoughts on this. This is a rant. I couldn't help but rant on this movie. It just seems like a huge wasted opportunity. Wasted opportunity. There are so many ideas that could have made this movie a great, worthwhile sequel. I mean, having some of the original cast in it would be fine, but why not go to the town? In the original Blair Witch Project, when they went all over the town and started interviewing all these people, it would be cool to go back to that town and interview some of these people that talked to Heather, that talked to Joshua, that talked to Michael Williams. Talk to some of these people and do some investigating. That would have been cool. They would have tied the first one with it. Talk to some of these people. Go to some of the locations that they filmed in the Blair Witch Project just to get some clues. But no, it's all surrounded by a stupid-ass video that's posted up. And the twist on who was filming the video and the twist on who the girl actually is fucking retarded. In ways it doesn't even make sense, because it's like you're in another dimension, or it's like time doesn't exist there. Something happens to this one character, he all of a sudden grows a beard and he looks older. He's like, I've been here for 5 days. Where have you guys been? What? There's so many theories. There's so many theories about it. No one really has a definitive answer. It's just it's all theory. You can come up with your own theory about it, which I guess is fine. I mean, anybody can have their own opinions on stuff, but it just, when you tie it with the first movie, it just does not tie in. It doesn't make sense in that way. Anyway, guys, that's my rant on Blair Witch. If you liked it, like I said, that's fine. Not bashing you. What'd you think in the comments of this movie? Honestly. Tell me honestly what you thought. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll see you in the next one.